We're tied, but there is 4.9 on the clock. Kane running it up the far side.
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome here to Beaver Basketball here from Dearborn Gymnasium on the campus of UMF, where your UMF Beavers take on Maine Maritime from Castine. Today, Maine Maritime comes in at 2-13 overall with a 1-8 conference record in the NAC, and your Beavers of Farmington have an 8-6 record overall and 8-1 in conference. 0-5 outside of the NAC, but the Beavers have been playing very well of late against non-conference opponents. A tough loss last week against Bowdoin, and fortunately enough, the Beavers were able to bounce right back with a nice win over Husson. The final score of that game was 67-64 on a buzzer beater. We're going to get you a little more information on that in a couple of minutes. I'm Dan Stefanello. I'm going to welcome in my color commentator partner here, Tim Jones.
Hey, folks.
Tim, tell me a little bit about Maine Maritime, if you can.
Dano, MMA comes in. We're going to take a minute for the national anthem.
Perfect.
The NCAA and the North Atlantic Conference promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, officials to today's game. Officials in a positive manner. Representatives will not be tolerated, and our grounds removed.
MMA today, Dano, comes in as the cellar dwellers in the NAC, standing at 2-13 overall and 1-8 in the NAC. Farmington, Dano, as you said last time, beat them pretty handily by 13 points. And
Absolutely, Tim. And, you know, I remember back, 2004 to 2007 when this used to be a fun game to watch every single time. Good rivalry between these two teams. That's faded in a couple of years past as MMA has dropped off, as UMF has become part of the attic in this conference every year in and year out.
And a couple of years ago, Dano, during our NAC title run, we had that game against MMA, where MMA was up by about 20 points with 6 or 7 minutes left, and we stormed back and won.
right now, if we can, trying to get the live statistics for you so we get some starting lineups out to you. As of right now, it is becoming an issue.
And starting lineup now for the Farmington Beavers is number 15, Yusef Iman. Number 22, a sophomore guard, Pat Sumner. Number 24, a senior forward, Kevin Leary. Number 44, a sophomore forward, Nate Carson. And the big man in the middle, Dano, number 55, Ben Johnson.
Thank you, Tim. So we, right now, are going to give you a little taste of what happened a couple days ago, really quick. And here it is.
Sets, fires. We're tied, but there is 4.9 on the clock. Kane running it up the far side. Kane gives it up, top of the key. Dickey, clean lock, winner!
And folks, that was the scene in Husson this week as UMF with the buzzer beater from Andrew Dickey. And we're about to tip off here from Dearborn Gymnasium.
Down by 15 or 16 points that game too, Dan.
Type of win that builds some character for this team, Tim.
Absolutely. On a side note tonight, folks, Danny Kane, the senior captain and usual point guard, is out tonight. Yusef Iman will be starting in his place.
Iman with the rebound, and he can't score. And Maine Maritime the rebound. We're having some issues with live stats right now. Not sure why. Still get the women's game.
Russell Taterio. Up top the ball right, back to his left, kicks, Pinio.
Swung back all the way over to Maine Maritime here. Up top is Russell. Andy Ball, sorry, with the shot, and he falls.
Shooter's touchdown.
Good start for Maine Maritime to see their first basket fall.
MMA, Dano, kind of a sleeper dangerous team today. This could be a trap game for the Beavers if they're not careful.
Leary from the corner gets inside to Big Ben Johnson. Johnson has his pass tipped away. Ball with the rebound. Ball's going to get it up to Pineo. Over to Terrio. 4-2. Oh, it's a 3.
Dan O'Leary in the corner that time. MMA's going to have a shadow on him all day. He's been lethal from behind the arc this season. Coming on very strong in his final year in a Beaver jersey.
Carson to Leary. That's deep. Big Ben with the rebound. We're going to have a foul on number 23, Pineo. Still struggling with those stats right now.
Johnson down low is going to be a tough matchup for any Mariner who's going to try and cover him, Dano. He stands about 4 or 5 inches above the tallest MMA player.
It'll be Beaver ball underneath the basket. Inbound will be Yusef Iman. Inbound. 4-0 in favor of Maine Maritime. Over to Leary for 3. He hits. They changed that, Tim, I think, to a 2-pointer. That's why Maine Maritime only has 4 right now. That's what I thought originally, but we're going to go with it. Leary with his first basket of the day. This shot by Maine Maritime. Ben Johnson with the rebound. To Yusef, might have traveled. We'll keep the basketball. He picks up his dribble. Gets it into Ben. Ben in the lane. He can't go strong. Can't finish when he does go strong. Kicks it. Carson. Carson back up top to Big Ben.
Iman going to work.
Iman in the lane. Gets the ball knocked away. It's cutting Carson. Nate, lefty, can't fade away and hit. Rebound to Ben Russell from Mount Blue High School. Graduate. With the ball. Calling out a play. Over to Terrio. Back up top. Ball drives. Ball off to Silva. And he hits.
2-point basket scored by Sean Dosty.
Yeah, he's not on the roster.
Nope.
No. Maine Maritime with a 6-3 lead. Carson down the lane.
Good luck.
Throws it away, but Beavers retain the ball. Sumner drives. Switches hands in the lane and gets it.
Basket scored by Brett Sumner.
And the score is 6-5 in favor of Maine Maritime. Ball is thrown away, and it's going to be Beaver basketball here. 6-5, Beavers, 16:26 left on the clock.
Dano, this Beaver team, as opposed to the years past, I think has a much better team concept than what folks have become used to. They've been able to flip-flop starting point guards, starting big men throughout the throughout the season, and still have a great amount of success.
Yeah, and that is a true sign of a good team, Tim. Their depth definitely has been different than in years past, and their ability to play together. Hyman in the lane, throws it away. And Dick Meter's going to call a timeout here. Dick Meter in 30-plus seasons of coaching basketball here at UMF, not for the 30 years, but in his career.
Tees for three.
He knows what he's doing.
0-0.
And for those of you that are sitting at home, for those of you sitting at home and said, hey, I think I'll just listen to the live webcast or whatnot, Tees for Threes is back. If that can't get you out of your seats, I don't know what will.
Thank God, Dano. I've been begging for him all year.
Yes, and got a streak of getting a T-shirt every year. Cut it in half. It's like the lockout, really. I'm not sure if we're going to get one this year, Tim. This is the only home game in the month of January for the Beavers, if I remember right. Yeah. Well, I mean, since getting back to school.
Yep. Then you got a tough one on the road at Colby, and then that trip to Vermont for Green Mountain Castleton.
Russell with the basketball for Maine Maritime. Tries to go past Youssef. Kicks it out top. Ball with the basketball. He can't hit. Good defense there by Leary.
Larry Dano plays the guard position, but he has those long arms. He's a very good shot blocker, and he can get that shot up over most defenders.
Forgive me, Tim. I haven't been following as best as I probably could have, but no McCloskey in the starting lineup anymore.
Samuel Iladano getting set to check in.
Yeah, that's early.
Coming off the bench. He had 6 assists the other day.
That is pretty good for him. It's nice to see him finally getting in the game. 14:58 left in this half. Maine Maritime with the basketball and a sloppy start for the Beavers.
Injury bug Dano's bitten the Beavers hard right now as we see 3 Beavers on the bench in street clothes.
Yeah, it's and good players to boot, Tim. Two starters and a Zach Keene who plays a great role off the bench. Maine Maritime with basketball. Shot is blocked. Ball had the shot. Sumner has the ball swung all the way around to Leary. Now over to Dickey. Dickey drives.
Since he's been moved to the bench, has been playing awesome, being a great spark of energy off the bench and that offensive explosion that they need.
Wow. Another deep three by Kevin Leary.
He's shooting 45% on the season from behind the arc, Dan.
Not a bad stat, really. Take those numbers all the time. Maritime with the basketball. Dostie drives, can't hit. And he's going to try to get his own rebound, save it. He does. Good hustle play there by 44 Dostie. Russell. Pineo. Ball with the basketball. He can't hit. Leal to push. Leary for three again. Couldn't hit.
Tough one in transition.
Johnson tipped that. Dickey gets the rebound. Good job by Ben to keep it alive. Ben looking inside. And he hits. Unstoppable from there on the left side. Strong with that left hand.
Damn, Ben Johnson's a double-double machine if he stays out of foul trouble.
Yeah, and, you know, there's been days where he's flirted with the triple-double, with that third one being blocks. It's pretty crazy. So, Tim, another stoppage of time here. 13:01 on the clock. 10-6 Beavers. And they're not playing that well, Tim. I think they're being a little bit sloppy on offense. 6 of those points are on Jimmer-type shots from Kevin Leary. And if you don't know what that means, he was at least on one of his three-pointers. He was a good 6 feet beyond the arc.
Absolutely. I think they're just still feeling that MMA, Dano. They're trying to get into the flow of the game, see what's going to work, what's not going to work. And if it takes Kevin Leary shooting the lights out of the building, then I guess we'll take it.
Yeah, we will. We'll never say no to points, ever. We're not going to be those guys. Maine Maritime with the basketball, bringing it up. Looking inside, can't get it, returns the pass. Terrio swings it to Russell. Russell drives the lane, can't get any space. Dostie against Johnson, kicks. Back to Dostie, he can't control it. Sam Leo brings it up. Dickey for three, he hits. They shoot very well beyond the arc, Tim. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. Live and die by the three, Dano. Gotta hope they keep falling.
Pineo couldn't hit the shot for Maine Maritime, and Leal some more time. If you said at the beginning of the season that Sam Leal would be playing an important role early in games, I might have called you crazy.
Yeah.
Literally.
A lot of people know him as the hardest worker on the team and maybe even the Brian Scalabrine type, but he's been a terrific part of this team over the past month.
Proves that Tigers can change their stripes, Tim.
Always in the gym, Dan. He works hard. A lot of the guys on the team refer to him as the locker room leader. Great character for the team.
Always. 15-6 Beavers with 12 minutes left in the half. What would it be like to get Andrew Dean? He's over in there. He's helping out coaching this year. Be nice to get him back in a uniform. Obviously, his eligibility's up. Maine Maritime with the basketball. Russell on the left side. Kicks it up top. Russell swings the basketball. Terrio, air ball, rebound, Maine Maritime. Lord with the basketball, kicks it back up top. Pineo. Wow. Tim, that shot.
That's a half-court shot, Dano. That should be worth 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're not going to change the rules now, but that was deep.
Shot clock running out, had to heave it.
Leary up top, shakes him up, can't hit the shot. I don't think this is the shot that they're looking for. Let the shots come to you, Kevin, and you'll be all set. Leal gets called for the foul. 10:58 left in the half, 15-9 Beavers. Into the game for the Beavers is Garrett Clemmer.
Seen some early minutes too, Dan.
You know,
I think Coach Meter finally found that rotation he was struggling with earlier in the year with all the new personnel.
Yeah, and they've had to do it on the fly with injuries and and other things. So it's nice to see that Dick Meter has done a good job getting everybody involved and getting kids to step up.
Timmy Jingers in the game as well for Farmington.
Terrio in the lane, can't hit. Leal to push. Dickey can't hit either. And you really see a difference on the board sides of things, Tim, when Ben Johnson isn't in the game. A lot different rebounding when Ben Johnson's not in.
Absolutely.
Maine Maritime, another good basket. 15-11.
2-point basket scored by
Ben Johnson, Dano, especially in a game like this where MMA is outmatched by Johnson's size, it's almost worth it to try and stick 2 players on him on every box hit.
.16 on the shot clock. Sumner with the ball up top. Gingras with the screen. Sumner with the shot. He hits with a hand right on his shooting arm.
Silky smooth.
Time. The Mariners shoot from the corner. Hits Ben Russell with a nice shot.
3-point basket scored by Ben Russell.
This is one of those games, Dano. I think if you're Farmington, you don't want to let this MMA team hang around, and maybe make a late run at it.
Tale as old as time, Tim. The song is as old as rhyme. Sam Leal with the nice 3-pointer from beyond the arc.
Scored by Sam Leal.
Not one to usually shoot, more of a distributor, but he is lethal when he shoots.
Russell. What a Lord. Back to ball. Terrio. Back to Russell. Maine Maritime looking for a good shot. In the lane, he can't hit. Oh, whoa. And they're going to say it's Maine Maritime basketball. Johnson back into the game for the Beavers, as well as Youssef. Out goes Leal.
Dano, good defense by this Beaver basketball team has always been year in and year out. Year in and year out, excellent. And right now they're currently number 1 in the NAC in defense. And it's really showing this game is they are not allowing MMA to get off any good shots, except for that one.
Yeah, back-to-back threes by Maine Maritime. But nothing in the lane, Tim, you're right. Nothing inside there. They're
smothering defense.
Smothering in. They're settling for those threes, and they're hot right now, so they're hitting them. Fingers with the ball up top. Looking into Ben Johnson. They do hit him. And Johnson misses the layup. Decent defense there by Dosty. Keep Ben away from the basket. That little bit of a fade is the difference. Russell. Lord. Kicks it back up top to ball. Back to Russell. They've seen shots from there before. 3 in a row. Dick Meter's going to call a timeout. This game's tied.
3-point basket scored by
3 threes in a row by Maine Maritime. 2 of them by Russell.
And Dano, I don't know if the defensive game plan going in was to swarm the lane and attempt MMA into shooting him out of that defense, or if it's just open shots around the arc. But they're finding the open man right now.
Yeah, and
they're wide open.
You'd love to see the Beavers helping on defense, Tim. You'd love to see them closing down on that drive. You know, Maine Maritime is running a lot of slashers through the lane with the dribble, a dribble and drive type series here. And they're setting one screen on the backside and kicking it out there. Beavers are collapsing just a little bit, and they're sending it out there. But there hasn't really been a great closeout on that guy either, though, Tim. That's got to change if we want to stop Maine Maritime from...
Got to be careful on closing out too hard, too, Dan. He can go right around you on the baseline.
Back up top. Clemmer. It's a 3! All right. Live and die, Tim. We've talked about it.
I thought Clemner was more of a post player, Dano. I was a little surprised he pulled up there. Taking it.
Don't know if there's a guy on this team aside from Ben Johnson and Tim Gingras, that you wouldn't want shooting a three-pointer at some point. It hasn't proven that they can hit it.
Beavers down on a 2-3 now.
You know, going to the zone is an interesting choice when Maine Maritime now hits their 4th straight three-pointer. That one, I think, was by Pineo. Beavers drive, Gingras in the lane. No rim. A lot of backboard.
Doxy did a good job making him adjust that shot midair.
And Maine Maritime with the basketball. A chance to take their first lead. Pineo for 3.
They've hit 5 threes in a row from the same exact spot, 5 trips down the court.
Yeah, right wing to right corner, Tim. There's been 5 shots in a row, 5 possessions.
Pass each possession. You gotta think the Beavers would pick up on what's going on.
Yeah, I assume that this 30-second timeout is going to change that and open their eyes here. But Maine Maritime, 26-23. You know, Tim, you might have jinxed the defense here, buddy. Just letting you know what you've done. Now, I mean, we're hoping the reverse happens tomorrow at 3 o'clock as the Beavers defense has been playing great all year and not playing so well today. Patriots defense not playing so good all year. Hopefully they bring it tomorrow.
We'll see, Dano. That Baltimore offense is pretty potent with Ray Rice.
And this Maine Maritime offense seems to be pretty potent right now with the three-point shooting. 5 in a row. Almost want to skip ahead to the next possession to see if they can make it 6.
Yeah.
See what kind of adjustments Dick Meter has made for this Beaver Nation-based basketball team. Hyman with the ball, kicks over the corner.
I thought we might see a change of personnel in there, Dano.
Me too, Tim. I agree with you there, but we didn't.
Garden.
Johnson with an ugly layup shot. And here comes the personnel change. Russell with the basketball for Maine Maritime. Pineo, he's hit 2 in a row. Russell has 2 of them as well. And now a turnover. Hyman pushes the basketball. And we got a kick basketball by Pineo. Not sure why Maine Maritime wouldn't run a play to get a 3-point shot on that. Still looking to the high post.
Yeah, Dano, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. And I don't know what
Coach Murphy.
Yeah, what Coach Murphy was going for on that one.
When you're hot, you're hot. Into Ben Johnson on the block. Johnson.
Now this is something, Dano, we didn't think he shoots up a 3 necessarily see early on in the year. The Beavers so far this game have made a conscientious effort to get it to Big Ben Johnson down low almost every possession.
Ben hasn't played very well offensively right now so far in this game, though. Patience is a virtue. Big Ben drives. Can't hit again. 2 shots in a row by Big Ben that haven't hit any rim. Ugly bricks off the backboard. Maine Maritime. And another timeout here. Coach Chris Murphy, he'll call timeout. Didn't like what he saw from his offense. But he'll make an adjustment, try to beat this Beaver defense. 4:56 on the clock, 26-23 in favor of Maine Maritime here. Interesting.
20-8 run here by MMA Dan over about the last 6 or 8 minutes. As Farmington had a 15-6 lead at the 10-minute mark.
Very uncharacteristic of the Beavers. Hoping, Tim, that they don't have any lag from that big game that they had against Husson. Coming back from 16 points, maybe they just want to get behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Live that magic up again. We're going to see how it goes here. And looking like we're going to get some live stats back up. Now.
Looking ahead, folks, we travel to Colby on Tuesday, and then at Green Mountain, and then Dano, a big one. Saturday, January 28th at Castleton. They'll be playing for first place in the NAC.
That's what you want, Tim. You want to be up top. You want to host those playoff games.
Absolutely.
multiple playoff games. Hit. Nice shot by Ben Russell.
Two-point basket
He's really
scored
showed
by
up today,
Benjamin Russell.
coming back to Farmington where he made his made a living.
Yep, playing at Mount Blue High School.
Couple state title runs, came up a bit short for Russell.
Playing in the same colors too, Dan. I heard that slap from over here, Dano.
Yeah, there was a slap, Tim, and you know, we have some of the best referees in the conference. I mean, in the nation. But everybody's human. Johnson got hit, and Maine Maritime going to try to extend their lead. Hyman can't get the steal. Ben Russell.
Great control there by Russell.
That's got to be a new shot clock, but they're not going to get one. Nice hit by Dosty. I really would have complained if I was Coach Murphy. It seemed like Hyman had control of the ball enough that the possession arrow would, shot clock would have started over, but they hit nonetheless.
And Dana, right now it doesn't matter if MMA is shooting threes or twos. They've made 8 shots in a row.
When they shoot, they've been hitting. Ben Johnson, another miss.
And
That was a better look, but still a miss.
If that's not working right now, Dana, you got to go to somebody else.
I'd like to see him set a screen, get Sumner open a little bit, get him going a little bit. That'll get the defense extended. Maybe open it back up for Ben later, but going to Ben right now is not working. That's just one-on-one, too.
Yep. And Leary hit 2 early, deep threes. So you got to figure you want to be looking for him a little bit, too.
Russell. Over to Ball. Ball Dosty. Can't hit. And almost got his own rebound. Johnson gets the rebound for Beavers. Hyman. Youssef. Beavers need a basket here. The drought needs to end. Sumner. Hyman for 3. He hits. And we're back. 30-26.
Three-point basket scored by Yusuf Hyman.
Good looking ball movement on that possession, Dan.
Russell kicks the ball out top. Ball goes past Leary. Has his pass tipped. Back to Russell. Terrio. Back to Ball. Ball's going to drive again. Good step. Dosty. Pass Russell, and he hits. Well, good ball movement by Maine Maritime. Seem to be working right now. They're not afraid to pass the basketball and look for that 100% shot. Sumner off the screen. He hits. Nice three-pointer there by Pet Sumner.
Three-point basket scored by Pet Sumner.
They are not afraid to shoot the basketball from beyond the arc. That is apparent. Russell drives in the lane, and he can't hit. Good idea. Carson to Sumner, back to Carson. He reverses it to Hyman. Double teamed.
Get that ball to
Carson
Pet.
drives. And has the ball go out of bounds.
You know, Sumner's one of those guys, when he's feeling it, he's not going to miss.
No, I just,
And he thrives in situations like this. I think you want to get him the ball right now.
100% Tim, and I'm not sure why Carson's driving to the basket. Know your role. Play your game. Get the ball to your shooters. In the lane, Terrio, he hits. Beavers can't stop couldn't stop anybody right now, Tim. Maine Maritime offense really showing some signs of life. Carson has the ball almost taken away, but they're going to call a foul against Terrio. Believe it or not, that is only the 4th foul of the first half. 55 seconds left in the half. 34-29 in favor of Maine Maritime. Carson goes out. Sam Leal back in. Dickie Johnson, Leal, Leary, and Sumner on the floor. Sumner goes in the lane. He gets the ball hit away.
A lot of hands in his face that time, Dan.
like to see the Beaver offense take a page out of the Maine Maritime book. Pass the ball until you've got a good shot. Move around. Johnson knocks it away.
A lot of one-on-ones going on right now, Dana, with the Beaver offense, trying to break down their own opponent. Not a lot of teamwork going on.
I agree with 100%, Tim. That's a great way of putting it. And it's been showing on the scoreboard, on the stat sheet. Dostie over Johnson. Wow. Does Big Ben have any fouls?
Nope.
Play some defense, guys. Man, not even a hand up.
A little soft down low right now.
All around.
Sammy running the clock down to 10.
10 on the clock. Sumner with the basketball. 4.
There's the shot.
Leary. Can't hit. Johnson couldn't hit the rebound, and half is over. 36-29 in favor of the Mariners. Not a good half for the Beavers, Tim. Tell me a little bit what you think about it.
Dana, we talked about earlier in the half how the Beavers have been playing so well as a team. And right now, they haven't been doing much of that. A lot of one-on-ones going on, a lot of players trying to break down their opponents individually. And early on in the game, when Leary hit those deep threes, it was because of good ball movement. They found the open player, and they aren't doing that right now.
Nope. We'll break it down a little bit better for you when we get back. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, try to figure this thing out, see if we can make our own adjustments on the air. See you in about 10 minutes. Yeah, go dance team. Hopefully you guys get the picture when you get home. All right, we'll talk to you.
8 points apiece. Pineo and Russell together, 5 for 5 from behind the 3-point arc, and as a team, they're 6 to 7, and shooting 60% overall from the field. Dano, that's a tough stat.
Yeah,
for the Beavers to deal with.
They're just doing a great job of executing their offense, Tim. At the end of the day, the Beavers having trouble closing out, getting a hand up, changing Maine Maritime shots, and if they're not going to be able to do that, then they're going to be in a long haul. And secondly, aside from the outside shooting, if Dosty continues to just do work in the paint with no, like it's nothing, then that's going to be an issue as well. I think the Beavers need to get the ball moving around on offense, start looking for some good shots instead of the first shot, and good things will happen for them.
Yep.
Again, you called it, Tim, at the beginning of the game. This is a game you don't want to look ahead of. Beavers have a chance to make sure that they don't do that 20 minutes. We'll see what happens. Maine Maritime basketball. And here we go. Beavers, folks, have... Maine Maritime actually hasn't gotten any free throws. Beavers only shot 2. So that's been a difference in the game, too. Yeah, definitely a travel. We'll call that 100 times out of 100.
Both teams, Dano, have done a great job taking care of the ball. MMA, that's only their 5th turnover, and UMF only had 3.
That is pretty good.
Ben Johnson, 10 first-half rebounds. Out of the Beavers, 14.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I said it. It's a different team when he's not in the game on the boards. Go back to Ben down low. Oh, couldn't finish. And Maine Maritime gets the basketball. A lot of props here to Dosty. He's done a great job on Big Ben. And Big Ben's been in some good spots to hit shots.
Yep, and where Dosty's not as big as Ben.
Nice block by Big Ben.
He's very athletic and has been doing a very good job making Johnson alter his shots midair.
Sumner for 3. Can't hit. He falls down. And he's down. Seems to be pretty hurt here. I didn't see what happened to him. Did you? I saw that he got hit after he took the shot, but I didn't see him fall to the ground. I think he got hurt on the fall to the ground.
Yeah, I think he landed a little awkwardly on his leg when he came down. Pet a tough guy, Dano. He's not going to go out of the game easily.
No. You're going to have to tie him down to that bench if you don't think he's able to play. But Pet is up, and he's ready to go. He's going to take a seat on the bench for a couple seconds as see who the sub is going to be. It's
you know what, Dano? We
Garrett
saw Paul
Plummer.
Pierce do it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, team carries him off. He jogs back in, you know? We've seen it. Very familiar here in New England. So, 18:57 left in the game. Maine Maritime basketball. Carson. Oh, left open is Lord, and he hits. You know, Lord hasn't taken many shots. He's done a good job helping move the ball around. But he finally takes a good shot, and he hits.
Finding the open man.
2 for 3 from the field is Lord. It's a good percentage. Carson almost has the ball stolen. Leary, sorry. And Iman will start things up again. 13 on the shot clock. Use the Big Ben screen. Give and go to Ben. It's going to remain Beaver ball. Not sure why there's a new shot clock. Help me out, Tim. Why is there a new shot clock? We'll take it.
We're going to take the new shot clock.
We're not going to say no to it. I don't know what happened.
Maybe as with the Yusuf Iman case earlier, they thought MMA had control of the ball.
I agree. That's what they must have thought, but that's totally not true. Inbound to Ben Johnson. He can't hit. Right underneath. Gets his own rebound, and he does.
I think Dosty's a little bit in Johnson's head.
I think he is too, Tim. Big Ben's struggling right now from the field. He did get that layup. He just wanted to pad his rebound stats.
This Beaver crowd, Dano, has been dead all day.
Dosty with no hands up hits it. Dick Meter asking Ben to get a hand up. You saw it. Carson for 2. He hits.
2 points
All right.
scored by Nate Carson.
Nice way to answer back. 40-33 Maine Maritime. This defense needs to find a way to make a stop. Lord. Can't hit.
Bad miss.
That was Terrio, actually. Carson for 3. A little bit long, back rims it, and Dosty with the rebound. Tell you what, nice little stat line here for Dosty. 5 for 7 from the field. That's his 6th rebound. He's 4 rebounds away from a double-double.
Efficient basketball right now, Dano, from MMA.
Russell, shot fake, dribble, can't hit. Big Ben with the rebound.
Dusty looked a little surprised. Ben picked that ball up from over his head.
And I'm not sure of the call here. It looked like a steal, but it's going to remain Beaver ball. Yeah, it's going to remain Beaver ball. So, if Maine Maritime had the ball, why is there not a new shot clock now, Tim? Stepped out of bounds. I don't understand. I don't understand what they're doing with the shot clock right now.
I have no
what
idea.
they've been doing all day.
Officials haven't noticed it. Coaches haven't noticed it.
Are you saying that I should be a coach?
Player coach.
Player coach, definitely. I hit those threes. Turnover by UMF. Again, Tim loves to jinx the Beavers, as they now have 5 turnovers on the game.
Put this on me.
I'll put this loss on you, Tim. Still plenty of time. Maritime with the ball.
Good steal.
Hyman gets fouled on his way in. He looked like he wanted to take a dunk.
Stutter stepped and slowed up a little bit, Dan.
Yeah, it did, definitely. He had at least 3 steps on the guy. Tried to time up his leaps. Couldn't make it happen. But he'll shoot 2.
Yep.
16-19 left in the game. 40-33 in favor of Maine Maritime.
He was struggling from the field, Dan.
34%, Tim. 12 for 35 field goals. To Maine Maritime's 56.7. Almost doubling it, basically. Only 10 points less than double. So I guess not at all, but Maine Maritime off the couple misses.
Hyman misses both.
Very uncharacteristic. For both, anyway. Ball gets into Dosty. Ben finally gets a hand up, and you can see, I think this one's going to be on Hyman. At least it should be, not on Ben. 10.
Dano, Dosty's so athletic. If you're Coach Dick Meter, you might even want to think about sticking Leary or Tim Gingras on him.
Absolutely. Or if you're just going to have, if Ben's going to be there playing defense, have someone come down to help at least a little bit. Russell, the inbounder. Ball comes in to Terrio. Terrio back to Russell. Russell to ball. Ball drives. Back to Terrio. And the foul is going to be on Dickey, which it should be. Good call.
Yep.
I think the Beaver bench wanted something different, but they're not going to get it. 15-49, 40-33. Again, I'll tell you, Maine Maritime does a good job of waiting for the right shot. You know, they don't take that first one, Tim.
Yep, Dano, I think if you look at it, the Beavers, on average, have taken about 7 or 8 seconds off the shot clock before each shot, whereas MMA is probably taking 15 or 20.
I agree. Ball. Has the ball stolen by Gingras.
Good save.
Leal. Kicks it. Dickey. Dosty almost steals the ball. And they're going to start back up again. 23 on the shot clock. Sam Leal with the basketball. Leal to Dickey. Dickey has the ball knocked away on his attempt to inbound it. Paneo to Terrio. Terrio with the basketball. Bringing it up for the Mariners. Ball drives. Kicks it to Dosty. Swings to Russell. Russell drives. Gets his man in the air. Terrio now drives. Pops. He hits. Again, Tim, 20 seconds off the clock. They look for a good one.
They find it.
And it's from everybody. None of them are selfish, Tim.
Nope.
They take the right shot.
This MMA Dano is also playing, I think, much looser with nothing to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's coming in at 2-13.
You don't want to be one of those two teams that don't make the playoffs.
Nope.
It's pretty embarrassing the way that's set up, but we'll see how it goes. Clemmer hits the three, and he's fouled. Saw a little excitement there from Coach Dick Meter. He gave a little pump of the fist, got excited. You can tell, though, Tim, you can tell that this team is missing some of its better players. You know, some of their impact, key players.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it be, a couple guys that in the first half they had, first half of the season, that have been unavailable.
And I think Kane, the guy we see on the bench, Dano, is the one that they feel the hardest.
Yeah.
He is the primary distributor. And as far as I'm concerned, the best ball handler in the NAC. As he averages close to 7 assists a game in NAC play.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell that the Beavers' offense has been off by the merry-go-round who's bringing the ball up. You know, it's just different without Danny. Danny knows how to distribute the ball for assists, not just for sake of distributing it.
It's tough when you lose your on-court leader to find somebody to replace him.
Russell with the ball. He goes around a million people. Puts in Dosty. He hits. Wow. Again, shot clock under 10.
Things are just falling MMA's way right now, Dan.
It's a 7-point game. Leal inside to Ben. Dosty doing work. Ben Johnson silences him.
Dosty wanted to charge on that call, on that play.
In his defense, it could have went either way. He could have got that if he wanted. I mean, it could have went either way, and I wouldn't have been upset. But Ben Johnson using his body this time, and it's helped him out.
Coach Murphy with the timeout.
Yeah, he's going to call one. He's going to get the boys back on track here. You know, can they outlast the Beavers? That's the question here. You know, I see that the Beavers are going to potentially have some issues down the stretch to who to go to with the basketball when time is coming down to the end.
Especially if Meter doesn't have Sumner at his disposal.
Right. We haven't seen Sumner since.
He's been testing that ankle over there.
Jumping, hopping, doing cartwheels over there, seeing if it hurts. But we haven't seen him yet, so I don't think that's a good sign, Tim. And when you're at the top of the conference, this isn't just about making the playoffs, Tim. This is about home court advantage.
Yep.
When you're here, you know, it's nice. When you're playing here in the Beavers, you feel that extra sense of, hey, we have that 6 man behind us.
Especially when the other option is traveling 6 hours to Castleton.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Beavers playing some good defense on ball.
Good D there by Timmy.
It's Russell in the lane. Russell trying to dribble out of the lane. He does. Lord with the basketball. Lord throws it up. And that's going to be Beaver basketball. Leal to Leary. Back to Leal. Looks inside to Big Ben. Ben. Triple teamed. Leary for three. Can't hit. And Dotsy. That'll be rebound number 7. 3 away from his double-dub. And Russell down to Dosty. Dosty, wow! No answer for him right now, defensively. Johnson in the lane, he can't hit, he's fouled. Not sure by who.
And Dano, so far with the Beavers defensively, if it's not one thing, it's another. MMA hit 5 threes in a row. Haven't shot one since, but all the 2s are falling.
I can't explain it, Tim. They went away from what was hot. But they did it at the right time, apparently, because they haven't really been stopped offensively.
And Pet Sumner, Dano, back into the game.
It's a good sign.
Yep.
Tim, the Mariners are shooting almost 60% from the field. That means 3 out of 5 shots go in.
Either they're just having a great day or the Beavers are struggling defensively, Dano. And it's not like all these shots haven't been contested.
I mean, you're not 1 and 8 when you're shooting 60% from the floor.
Exactly.
So I think they're having a good day. Russell back up top. To Reed, back to Russell. Russell gets Leo off his hinges. And Leo gets the rebound. Up to Sumner. Sumner testing that leg. It seems to be fine. Sumner pops it for 3. In and out. Leo with the Russell rebound. Can't finish. Ball's on the ground. Yeah, and
I think he might have broken Sam Leo with that chest bump, Dan.
yeah, the Beavers are really excited about the way that worked out, but Sam Leo took a Ben Johnson chest bump right to the chest, and he doesn't seem to have been recovered. You gotta be careful, you know. Kendry Morales for the Anaheim Angels,
Broken leg.
broken leg, celebrating home runs. You know, you gotta be careful. It happens.
Martin Gramatica
Huh?
tore his knee out, celebrating a made field goal.
You'd never want to be that guy, Tim. Johnson to complete the triple play and bring this within 2. Can't. 3-point game still. Unbelievable that Maine Maritime has not shot free throws yet today. Nail. Russell. Nail against Johnson. Straight away, got in the air, can't hit. Beaver ball, chance to tie it or come within 1. Sumner brings the ball up. Looks down to Johnson. And Johnson pushes him out of the way, apparently. And it's going to be a foul on Big Ben.
Dano, Dusty might be in line for an Academy Award for that one.
He's having a day, Tim. It's for sure. Can't teach it. Maritime, bringing the ball up. Backside to Russell. Russell hits the jumper. Not sure I agree with the press here. I don't think you have the personnel and depth on your bench to really be pressing right now. I think it's a good decision to maybe mix it up because half-court defense hasn't been working. Wouldn't go to it permanently. Leo off to Johnson. Johnson in the lane. Oh, misses an easy one. Gets the rebound. Hits. Just needs to get himself in a good position to do that.
Johnson now with 12 and 13, Dano. Double-double in.
Yeah. Dub-dub. Good job by Ben.
That should be happening every night.
And this is one of his worst games that I've seen him play. Double-double.
Yep. When he's shooting 4 of 12 from 3 feet out, you know he's struggling a little bit. But
Russell can't hit. Seems to be a matchup that Maine Maritime wants to attack, though. Russell against Leo. Turnover. Beavers. It's going to be a foul on Dickey. Great job by Ben Russell to fight through the screen again that Ben Johnson put right into his core body and then recover to get a finger on the ball. Dosty's going to get credit for that steal, but really Ben Johnson had more to do with it than he did. Ben Russell, sorry. A lot of Bens out there. So, it's going to be Maine Maritime basketball. Beavers is in the press again. The full court man, really, is all this is. Changed tempo a little bit. 9:42 left in the half. 48-45 Beavers. Maine Maritime, sorry. Yes, good finish, Tim. Russell.
there it is.
Lower Terrio travels.
The Beaver fans were calling for it, Dano, and they got it.
That's the right call.
And the game moves so quickly nowadays, it's hard to catch the player's feet taking an extra step.
Mm-hmm. Especially in men's basketball. A lot different. Well, the turnovers were at like 4 for the first half. Tim talked about it. Jinxed it, and now it's at 15. Johnson in the lane. He's really heating up.
Two-point basket scored by Ben Johnson.
Well, as much as I wanted to go away from it, Tim, you can see why Dick Meter wants to continue to get the ball to Ben Johnson.
Yeah, you got to figure when Ben's shooting so close to the hoop, Dano, he's not going to be missing them all the time.
No. Ben Johnson on the day, 6 for 15. But he has 14 points and 14 rebounds. How about that?
There's an illegal screen.
Yeah, illegal screen. On Silva. Not getting much action today, but that'll do it. 1 rebound, 1 personal foul for Sean Silva. Critical time here from Maine Maritime. It's Johnson against Silva. Oh! Johnson. Not on balance. Terrio with the rebound. Okay, so just a little talk here by me to tell you what's going on here. Sean Silva, there's no way in the world can guard Ben Johnson. Big Ben, just go up straight.
You don't need to fade.
Big Johnson has, I mean, I'm just going to go by what's said on here. Sean Silva is 6'5", and that's a very lenient 6'5". Ben Johnson's 6'8", and he's a full 6'8". I guarantee you right now, Sean Silva's not 6'5".
6'8" plus 35 pounds on Silva.
Right.
and
the reach is Silva's big as in stocky. Johnson's just a beast, like Gronkowski type beast, you know. His reach is just, you know, unbelievable. Just go up straight, go on target, on balance.
Yep.
Can't be touched.
Don't need to fade.
I'd love to see get Silva standing next to Ben Johnson, because it looked like Ben was a lot taller. Granted, he was playing defense, he was hunched over a little bit, but, I mean, I don't know. Let's go there again. I know I told you not to in the first half. Just keep on feeding the fire. We're not going to get that chance, are we? Dosty's back in the game. No.
Nope.
Silva, good minute.
Not got a chance.
Give Dosty a breather.
Dosty's played almost the whole game, Dan.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Many of these MMA players have. The starting 5 haven't had much rest.
One of the reasons why they've been unsuccessful this year. No depth. Terrio. To Alexander. Dosty being double teamed, about time. Russell with the rebound, and he's fouled by Dickey.
That'll be Dickey's third.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of maybe. I mean, Russell's going after the ball beforehand, so I don't know if you can doubt him, but that's a tough call either way. Sumner comes into the game for Kevin Leary. So on the floor now for the Beavers, you have Iman, Johnson, Clemmer, Dickey, and Sumner. Here we go. 8 minutes left in the game. 1 point lead for Maine Maritime at 48-47.
Yusuf Dano has had his hands in the passing lane quite a bit. He's one of the quickest players in the NAC.
Yeah.
And is a great defender.
Great, and he's got that reach that's just unbelievable. Really long.
Alexander back out.
Maine Maritime with the basketball, gets down. Dosty with a hand up. Wow. All right. Maybe Ben was just saving himself because Ben had a hand up, had him fading away. Dosty still hits. Maybe Ben was just being smart the first half, not getting a hand up. Saying, I'll just save my energy for the offensive side. It's probably not what he was saying, but there's got to be something there one way or the other.
Or a couple of hands in.
I would have went the foul, but if you're not going to call the foul, that's got to be a travel. Dickey for 3. Tie game. You know, I really like Coach Murphy. He never gets too hot, never gets too high. You know, he just lets his players play the game. Trust in what they can do. Dosty misses the shot. Johnson covering. Sumner and the Beavers trying to take their first lead for a while.
For Dickey down low.
Iman for 3. He hits.
Splash Bandicoot, Dano.
Did you know, Tim, Funtown Splashdown has moved to Beaver Nation here because they are knocking down threes at will. Beavers and Coach Murphy's going to call a timeout. It's looking, yeah, they definitely do. It's going to be a full. Beavers on the day now
Ticket number is
are 5 for 8, 62%.
3697. Again, 003697.
And this could be this is the turning point right here. They can't come back in the next couple of minutes, Tim. It's going to be over. You know, I mean, the Beavers fought through the storm.
Weathered it
like grown sailors in the perfect storm. Now they're here in a position with a 3-point lead with 6:36 left on the clock to do work.
And Dano, I think right now where MMA has employed the services of their starters for most of the ball game, it's really starting to show us the Beavers have been able to wear them down with that, 8 or 9 player rotation.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice thing to have, Tim. It's a nice thing to be able to go deep to that bench, especially in these types of halves that they have.
Uh-oh.
Dosty off the inbound. They forgot about him and he travels.
We caught that ball and he was wide open.
Fact.
He looked a little confused because Ben Johnson wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Hey, if nobody's around me, I'll pack my bags and try to travel, That's what he tried to get away with. You got to pay for those bags. We're like Southwest. Can't fly for free around here. Beavers with the basketball. Sumner working on Russell. Sumner kicks. Gets the ball back. Sumner. Off to Dicky drives. Ricky Ticky Tavi in the lane.
A lot of contact too, Dano. Great job by Andrew staying composed midair.
55-point game. Dickey with the steal. Looks up. Gets the ball stolen. 2-on-2 if they hurry. Oh, no. An offensive foul against Andy Ball. It's a good thing there aren't the circles in the paint like in the NBA because he was right under the basket. Beavers will take it, 5 points. That could have been a big swing, that turnover, but Dickey keeps his composure, gets the ball right back.
Instead, that is Ball's 4th foul.
Yeah, you really don't want to get to the bench. I personally want them to so I can see that Silva-Johnson matchup, but don't think we're going to see that the rest of the day. Sumner, team up 5. Off to Leary, close to the out of bounds. Inside to Johnson. Swings, Clemmer, back up top. 14 on the clock, 55:30, left on the game clock. Sumner drives off to Johnson. We're going to have a hold. Maine Maritime doesn't like the call.
Should be 1-1 situation, Dan. They win.
55-50. It is going to be 1-1.
That was Ball's 5th, Dano. You might get your wish. Coach Murphy is really taking his time.
Yes, he is technically allowed 30 seconds to make a decision on who he wants to put in. He does not use that. He goes right to David Lord. Hopefully Lord can come in and save his team. With the shot, he hits it, brings us to 6-point lead, 5:24 on the clock. Johnson can't hit. Ball's tipped. Pet, dreaming about butterflies, was not watching, but he got the ball in the end. Beavers care about that. Hyman to Sumner. Fresh off a dream. Throws it away.
Had been on the roll. Also had him fooled with that jump shot.
Terrio into the lane. He hits. Ouch. 4-point game with under 5 to go. Beavers need to take care of the basketball. If there's something, you miss a shot, that's fine. Don't turn the ball over and give MMA a chance to come down with no defense. Sumner to Leary. Looks for Clemmer. One more to Sumner. Sumner looking to take Russell with the screen from Johnson. Sumner pops. Hits a 3. Like ice in his veins.
Ben twisted his ankle. Pat Sumner, Dano, a cold-blooded killer. Johnson.
Yeah, jump.
Grabbed his knee on that during that timeout. The ensuing celebration.
Was that what he was doing? Pulling a Kendry? Martine? Not sure what happened, to be completely honest. A little bit of confusion to see what happened, but all I know is that it's 59-52 with 4:26, and Ben Johnson is out of the game. So is Pat Sumner. Interesting decision. Dosty. No Johnson to guard him. Doesn't go for it.
Dosty now with Kyson guarding him, Dano. Let's see how he matches.
How does Dosty not touch the ball?
You hear Coach Murphy saying post up, Sean, too. He's telling him to post. He wants to get the ball to his big man.
Clemmer. Up top to Leary. Swings it to Dickey. Back up top to Iman. He's going to start things up. Being guarded by Terrio. 3:51. 3:50. 7-point lead for the Beavers. The largest it's been was in the first half for the Beavers.
You know, you don't have Sumner or Johnson on the court now. We'll see who takes the shot with the clock winding down.
Leary decides that it's his. Good look. Just off the rim. Beavers are hot right now, Tim.
They got to get on the same
flowing.
page. You saw Sammy Leal on the bench over there yelling at his teammates. They weren't on the same page there, Dano, on that offensive set.
No, Terrio kicked. He gets an air ball. You know, difference right now for Maine Maritime offensively is they're going for that first shot instead of what they did all day. Obviously, they run out of time, but that's been the difference. Strenuous situation here for Maine Maritime. Youssef, 2:53, 10 on the shot clock. Youssef into the lane, has the ball stolen away. It's all right. Use some clock up. Russell with the basketball. 2:41 in the game. Finding the ball, gets in Dosty. Kicked. Lord! Almost throws it away. Russell in the lane. Throws it to Dosty. 17 on the clock. Dosty, back to Russell. Russell will, and hits. Gotta get a hand up. 59-55.
Russell, Dano, after that little scrap down low with 3 or 4 Beavers, looked very surprised that he was wide open with no hands in his face.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be his 13th point on the day.
3 for 3 from behind the arc.
Yeah, you got to get him some shots. 2:14 on the clock. Beavers call timeout.
3549.
And have a lead by 4. I got to believe Dick Meter wants a couple more baskets by using the shot clock and finding a good shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Can't be afraid, Dano, to let that clock run down to 10 or 12 seconds before you start your offensive approach.
I agree, Tim, and I'll tell you what. I don't know if the Beavers can hold on without at least one of Johnson or Sumner coming back in this game. I just don't know how offensively they'll get above 59 points. You know?
Sumner, Dano, before that timeout was set to check back in.
Well, hopefully that means he's in, and usually that does mean that, and so I think we'll see him. MMA's approach here, Tim, offensively, what do you think?
I think Sean Dosty's definitely been the guy to go to all game, and you hear Coach Murphy from the bench screaming, "Post up, Sean," as in get Dosty the ball. He no longer has 6'8" Ben Johnson to shoot over. He has Nate Carson, a less athletic Kevin Leary, covering him. So I think the offense for MMA from here on out has to run through Dosty.
Leary gets the ball into Carson. Carson with the fresh shotty. Sumner is in the game, so we do have a shooting option and a go-to guy if needed.
Waiting.
1:56 on the clock. 9 on the shot clock.
You can take that.
Sumner's going to pop it. Can't hit.
That wasn't it, Dan.
No. I'd like to see them get the ball somewhere closer to at least the three-point arc.
Take a step in, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Terrio gets to Russell. Russell has his ball partially blocked.
And Dano, if you're MMA, you're down 4. I guess you can let this possession slide, but you got to start thinking about fouling.
Yep. Play good defense one more time. See if you can get it within 2. If you stop them and score, you don't need to foul again.
Yep.
So you could go 2 possessions in a row without having to foul. Leary kicks off. 13 on the shot clock, 1:10 on the game clock. Dickey kicks it.
Now.
Iman. Wrong. Rebound, Beavers. He's out of bounds.
And Dan, on that possession, it looked like the Beavers were playing a form of hot potato because nobody wanted that ball.
No, you got to have somebody step up and say, this is my basketball. 100%.
And usually Pet's the guy, but he was being denied the ball because MMA was playing great defense on him.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, Tim. I don't even see Ben Johnson anywhere near the bench. Not a good sign. MMA with the ball. Terrio kicks it to Russell. Russell for 3. Side rimmed it. And now they're going to have to foul, Tim. Not the guy you wanted to foul, but Russell. Yeah, we'll take it.
Daniel, that's the first time we've seen Coach Murphy up out of his seat as he is screaming at his players to foul. Right idea.
Sumner, 2 bigger free throws of his career.
Sumner, Daniel, usually pretty reliable from the free throw line.
I
Best
agree.
shooter on the team.
All right, I was worried, Tim. You've said 2 things already, Jinx, and I didn't want to be that guy. But Sumner hits his first, makes it a 5-point lead. He can make it a 6-point lead by hitting this shot right here. Oh, Gingras knocks it up. Beaver basketball, and now Sumner can make it a 3-possession game.
That's a hustle point for Timmy Gingras.
Absolutely, that's why Coach Meter put him in. You know, Coach
Great
Meter
on the
knows what he's
glass.
doing.
Great defensively.
Coming off of last year, I thought he would have been more of an offensive threat this year. But he's come into a different role than he had last year, which is sometimes happens.
He's definitely been more of the defensive stopper this year, and he hasn't been asked to score as much as he was last year.
Nope. Pinea. Long 3. There's no reason not to take that in a little bit longer. Closer. You had plenty of time. Shoots one beyond Jimmer range. This is it. And I think it's Leary that's going to go to the free throw line, and we'll see how Leary does in pressure free throw situations. Can you believe, Tim, MMA has not been in the free throw line today? That is unbelievable. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know.
Typically when your center is your go-to guy, you would think that at least once he would have got some harm.
And UMF isn't usually shy about fouling.
No. That's why it's unbelievable.
I think that's a testament to their great defense, but...
They are, I mean, there's no reason UMF should foul, but they're only 2 away from the penalty. 7 points, 3-possession game. The nail's in the coffin, Tim. That's just my opinion. We welcome yours. Green style.
That last shot, Dan, by Pineo, he heaved up that 3. Wasn't necessarily what they needed. They could have gone with a quick 2 and been all right.
That's what he's looking to go. He hits the long 3.
Quick time out by Murphy.
Yeah. Wow. Again, Tim. There's no reason to shoot out there. Why not come in closer? I like it. Good shot.
Do you think it's on?
Yes, it is. 11.8 on the clock. 62-58 in favor of the Beavers. Win a little bit of a timeout here and a little bit of a technical difficulty. Put in the books. We're not there yet, Tim. All right, Beavers inbound, up 4. Ball comes into Carson. He's fouled. Not the guy you wanted to get the ball into.
Third or fourth option there.
Yeah, I gotta believe you got Youssef, Leal, Sumner. I gotta believe you could have went another direction with that. Like 5 different guys on the floor. You have Youssef, great free throw shooter. Sam Leal, a good free throw shooter on the bench. All right, Carson makes him pay. This, well, it's 5 points right now. One more. I guess it's still potential. Here it comes. Pinale. Deep. Yeah, half court. Leary. Rebound. And that'll do it. Beavers pull out another victory here in NAC conference play. The Beavers will go to 9-1 on the season with a 63-58 win against Maine Maritime.
And Dano, pending results of the Castleton game, they should
no worse
be
than
on top anyway.
No worse than tie possession.
No. And we're traveling there next weekend, Dano. That's a huge game.
That is a huge game, and I'm looking forward to seeing that streamed online.
Yep.
Go Castleton video.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Next time we'll be here isn't until February, so stay tuned. umf.maine.edu. Click on athletics on the right-hand side.